Hello everyone, this is Mumbo here, welcome back, and today we are back on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 80! We're on episode 80! It is the big 80, and I am very happy about that. Can you imagine 80 episodes? I never thought we would get this many episodes ever. I mean, that is a perfectly good reason to celebrate right there. Let's just do a little bit of dancing. 80 episodes, wow! That's not bad, is it? But anyway, what are we going to be doing in today's episode? Well, we're going to be doing a bunch of odds and sods. But before we begin, I just want to say a couple things, because I've been getting a bunch of questions recently. First one is, why on earth are you not doing the ultra hardcore series? And that is a very good question. It is because it is the beginning of exam season, and on the day that they recorded it at 12 o'clock at night, and I had a graphics controlled assessment the next day. So that is a shame. I do really want to get involved in it, and I will eventually get involved in it if they do another season, which looks fairly likely if you're asking me. So yeah, I am very excited. I don't know who the winner is before anyone asks, so that hasn't actually been released to any of the other hermits, but I have been watching along, and it has been pretty entertaining so far. So yeah, I am looking forward to getting involved in that at some point in the near future. Now, the next thing that I want to say is that exams, unfortunately, are coming up. My first exam is on Monday. It is a maths exam, for anyone that is wondering. I study maths, physics, graphics, and ICT, and yeah, I've got my first maths exam on Monday. And I'm just going to have to put a lot of work in over the weekend. But if you do see a slight drop in videos, then that is why. So just get prepared for that if it ever does happen. I don't know if it will, but if it does, then that is the reason for it. But anyway, what are we going to be doing to start things off? Well, we're going to be heading over to the new Hermiton real quick. So here we are then. It has been a while since I've been over here. I haven't done any episodes over here recently. The last thing that we did though is we did the Labyrinth project, and no other hermits have actually done it yet because there were a few things that I needed to fix, and there were blocks all over the place. It didn't look too good, didn't look finished basically, so my current time to beat is 154. But what I thought I would do is I want to have a run of the maze. It's been a while since I've done a run of the maze, so let's just check the timer. Oh, that's not good. It doesn't work. We're going to have to fix that up. So I just popped into my redstone testing world to try and work out what on earth has gone wrong with the timer that we built on Hermitcraft. I am fairly certain that it was a carbon copy of this, pretty much exactly the same, but it turns out quite clearly that it isn't, because it isn't working. So anyway, this is the timer. This is like the timing hopper here. So if we quickly give it a go, stand on these tripwires, and then we run all the way down, stand on the other ones, you can see that our time was officially 7 blocks. Okay, so 7 blocks have passed in the time it took for us to go from there over to there. And then we also have this reset button at the top here so that we can actually reset the time and it goes back into the other hopper. It really is quite smart. Now, for some reason, I have not been able to produce this on Hermitcraft. As you know, I have done a bunch of iterations of this design on Hermitcraft. None of them have worked so far. So hopefully, if we rebuild this completely, we will be able to get it to work. Let's cross our fingers, please. All the blocks are gone. Now it is time to start slapping the redstone about. I think I have finally got it up and running. So let's give it a tester, okay? So this is our input line. So if we hit this button here, which is like false input, that's what we've just done there. Let's take a look. We should have items flowing into this hopper. That is going to be our timer hopper, the one that is actually counting for us. Then once they are finished, they will obviously hit the output line, which is this one over here, and we should see that all of the items have stopped moving. Now, I haven't done a test of this yet, but bonk. Okay, so that has taken 41 items for us to do that, and then once we hit this button here, we should see that these items go down and begin to flow back into this other hopper. To me, that looks like it's working. So what I'm going to do is I'm quickly going to test out the maze. I'm going to do a maze run. I don't know if I'm going to include the footage of the maze run actually in the video or right at the very end after the outro, like as a blooper or something. I don't know, but it is going to be in the video, so you can watch that if you want to. Next up, in the grand scheme of things, we are going to be heading over to the fishing town. Unfortunately, we're not going to be doing any building over there. I'm not in the mood for building at the minute. I just want to do technical stuff. But one of the reasons why I don't seem to have any items is because I have left a whole bunch of it over at the fishing town. So let's go pick it up. The days. I'd forgotten about this. Here is the fishing town. It's been a while since I've been over here. For any of you guys who are new, this is a little project that I worked on about 30 episodes ago, and I haven't really finished it, mainly because people didn't particularly enjoy me working on it. I'm a technical guy, people expect to watch my videos for technical things, and if I start just doing mini let's build videos of me actually building houses and stuff, then, I don't know, it's not what you really expect from my channel, I guess you could say. So I tried to make it a little bit more technical by adding in all of the redstone. We have like a 3x3 piston door over there. But anyway, let's take a look at all the resources that we have. Oh, you know what? I was expecting a lot more than this. At the minute, it is just dirt and more dirt and leaves. Okay, maybe I am just running low on general resources then. I was expecting to see just tons and tons of the stuff in here. But no, it looks like I've just dumped a bunch of rubbish and then took all the good stuff back to my base. That's a bit annoying. What I thought we would do in today's episode is we're going to make a tunnel between this area here and the gold farm. The gold farm is literally about 5 seconds away if we were to be able to walk straight on through all these blocks, but obviously all of these things are here instead. So what we're going to do is set up a mini tunnel that will go out like this, around, and then somehow into the gold farm. I'll have to work it out, do a little bit of mapping and trying to find the routes, but it should work because the gold farm is literally just past that block right there. So anyway, I am going to get to work on digging this area out, and then I will catch you guys in a little bit. We have broken through! Granted, it's not the most pretty thing in the history of man. It certainly isn't the most elegant tunnel at the minute. I mean, clearly we can't even get into it. That's a bit of a problem. But anyway, if we just hop on up through here, you can see that it really is a short little trip around. It's not particularly long, and I don't really know what we're going to be doing for it as far as decoration is concerned. I don't know. What can we do in a tunnel? I haven't done a tunnel design in donkey's years, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to hop into a testing world of some sort to come up with some designs in my head, give me some peace of mind that this thing is actually going to look half decent, because we wouldn't want an ugly tunnel. So this is the tunnel design that we are going to be going for, and I'm going to go straight out and say it for you. It's not the best looking thing in the world. Okay, it looks pretty good, but it certainly isn't the best looking tunnel ever built. I don't know who has built the best looking tunnel, but it certainly wasn't me. But oh well, I would say it functions. It looks okay. It's not awful. Definitely not the worst tunnel I've ever built, because I've built some pretty bad ones. So yeah, I think this is going to work fairly nicely on the Hermitcraft server. So anyway, let us pop back on there and get to work on building this thing. The first little section of our tunnel is done, but sadly, I am all out of sand. Can you believe it? Can you actually believe it? I did a little bit of a stupid thing when I was building that thing that I was doing. What was I even doing that required so much sand last time? Oh yeah, all the glass on top of the gold farm. Turns out I actually spelted all of the sand. So we now have an endless supply of glass, but sadly no sand. Which means we're going to have to do another one of those third-person time-lapse things.
What I do, what I do, da da do, da da do. What I do, what I do, da da do, da da do. What I do, what I do, da da do, da da do.
On earth? It has been a couple of days since my last cut, and that is because the air show is back in town. Now, I myself absolutely love the air show. I love anything aeronautical, and I will be going to Farnborough Air Show this year if anyone else is going, because it is such an awesome event. But when you live quite near to it, it does cause the problem of being very loud, and that does obviously obstruct recording. I actually had a real trouble recording the last episode of Hermitcraft because I had a bunch of fighter jets just whizzing over my house, making everything shake, and yeah, I just had to record in really short cuts to make sure that didn't happen. But anyway, I have made a little bit of progress here. You can see I have got an ender pearl elevator in, and I have also cleared out all of this area down here. Now, the tunnel that is at the bottom is going to be 4 blocks wide, and that is because this ender pearl elevator up at the top here is 2 blocks wide, so we don't want it to be off center because that will look really ugly. So what I'm going to do is I am going to continue working on this tunnel. We're going to drag it all the way along here and then all the way over to the gold farm. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long and we'll be able to get it all done. So I have done a bunch of work on this thing and we are almost complete. We are almost there, I think, anyway, I hope, because this has actually taken a fairly long time. I don't really do that many tunnels, but I always forget just how long it takes to do that same repeating pattern over and over again. But anyway, as you can see, we have got ourselves the drop chute, and one little thing that I will say is that this ender pearl elevator doesn't seem to work particularly well. It only works if I'm standing on the edge here and I ender pearl up. So maybe that's something to do with the water that I have at the bottom. I don't know. Can you guys comment and let me know what I've done wrong there? Because as far as I can see, everything is alright. But anyway, if we take a look at the tunnel itself, you can see it looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's not actually that ugly, which is amazing, really, considering I built it. So yeah, the tunnel is coming along very nicely. All we have to do is bend it around this corner and we will be done and dusted. Pretty excited for that. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that project all done. We now have ourselves a fully functional and probably slightly unfinished there because I've missed those few blocks. So hang on a minute. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a fully functional tunnel. Yes, we have finally done it. That is the tunnel from our gold farm all the way up into our sugarcane farm room, plus obsidian generator, plus potion area, plus external storage, plus 4x4 vault door room. Yeah, it's a pretty big one, and oh, it looks like I have missed another spot. Maybe this wasn't quite as complete as I originally imagined. Hang on a minute. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm joking. Anyway, so what we are going to do now is we are going to crack on with a few more projects because that was all I had planned for today's episode. For some reason, I thought that would take a lot longer than it did, but we have come up with a little bit short. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and think of some more things to do, and then I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Plan number 1, fix this. Plan number 1 is now done. Plan 2, fix this. Plan 2 is done. Plan 3, get rid of this pillar. Working on it. As you saw there, I came up with a bunch of plans, but sadly, a lot of them were fairly temporary, I guess you could say. They took a couple of seconds at most. So what I thought I would do is I thought I would crack on with some of your comments. Now what I mean by that is a lot of you suggest really great ideas, and obviously I get hundreds upon hundreds of comments, and often I can't read them, but occasionally when scrolling through the comment section, I just catch an absolute golden one. And one of those was to change all of this glass for purple stained glass. That's a brilliant idea. Why didn't I think of that? It just makes so much sense. It will make it look like a giant nether portal, and I just thought that was absolutely genius. So that is what we are going to be doing. I might end up time-lapsing it depending on how long it takes, so I will catch you guys in a couple of seconds. So there we go, that is all done. All of our purple glass is now in place, and although it isn't necessarily the prettiest thing in the world, it's definitely not like pretty, it definitely suits the theme. We've got all the purples going on, you can definitely tell that this is nethery. I know you could probably already tell that due to the massive nether portals that we have underneath, but this just adds to that. I know this place definitely isn't the best looking place in my base, or of course on the server. I mean, seriously, you don't have to tell me that, okay? I know it is just a giant square hole in the floor, and eventually I probably will get to work on making it look a lot better, because let's face it, this could be absolutely awesome. If we could make this look good, that would be wicked. Have a giant, very nice looking hole, that would be the bee's knees. But at the minute, it's not looking very nice at all. You know, we've got all of this item elevator here. One thing as well, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, oh, when you were mining all that glass, you were wasting it. Of course, we have hoppers down at the bottom, which means it was just carted back up to the top for me. That's very nice, isn't it? That's always helpful when all of your items are just brought back up. Or the ones that you drop, they are just brought back up to the top with you. But anyway, that is that done. That is the nether portal done. We've got the tunnels done as well. And also, we fixed up the labyrinth. But unfortunately, that is all I've got time for today, folks. I hope that you've enjoyed today's episode on the Hermitcraft server. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Before we begin, I just want to make one excuse. It is very tropical in England right now. It is so hot. I think it's peaked at about 18 degrees today, which is boiling. Shorts and t-shirts. You can see all of the chavvy people out in the town with next to no clothes on. It's awful to look at, really. It really isn't very nice. But it just shows you that the English summertime has in fact arrived. But anyway, let's just crack straight on with this one. Drop through and we will get on with the first layer. And I've done it wrong straight away. Absolutely brilliant. I believe it goes round like this and then off to the left. And that is the first layer done. What a beast. What a beast. I got that done pretty quick. And then this one is fairly easy as well. Yep, I thought so. I've done a lot of these very predictably. So that didn't go particularly to plan. But, yeah, they're all fairly predictable in the way that they're laid out. I'm not an expert maze designer. I don't even know if that's a proper job or not, but I certainly want it. If that's an actual job, anyone looking for maze builders, please do hit me up. I know I'm not particularly good at it, quite clearly, but it would be really good fun. How fun would that be? Anyway, we are now on the third layer here, and I just got that wrong. This is actually quite tough. It really is quite, like, disorientating walking around the maze. You don't really know where you are. Another annoying thing about doing these things is the fact that you can't run all the way through. You can't run because you hit all the walls, and that just means that you slow yourself right down. But anyway, I think we are on the last layer here, and that is us done. Okay, that is the official time for me on the maze. Let's go up top and take a look. Oh, 158. That is 4 items slower than my original time. Ah, I'm a really competitive person, even if the only person that I'm racing is in fact myself. I'm going to chuck myself down here anyway. So we've got Mumbo 154, Mumbo 158. Any hermits that are now watching this video, you must know that the labyrinth is now open, okay? It's been closed for a fairly long time now, but it's finally open, and it is finally functioning as a maze. The timer is working. Look, I'll hit the reset button, and they are going to do exactly what they are meant to do. So any hermits that are watching this right now, please do pop on over and give it a quick run, because it is so much fun, and I want to see what you guys can do.